All right, call meeting to order. This is selecting meeting advisory board agenda. We're going to first be talking about budget discussion with the advisory board. Nancy?
So, at the last budget meeting, we had gone through all of the detail, and at that time, you guys had asked me to put the budget into warrant article format, which I've done. However, there was one lingering question, and unfortunately, Artie had been excused from the remainder of the meeting, so we didn't get a chance to ask him. So, one of the things that I put on the agenda for discussion is adding another full-time employee in the highway department versus adding a full-time seasonal winter position. If you decide to go with a full-time employee, I've given you the differences on your summary sheet. So each of you has a new summary sheet of what the appropriations were for 2025 and what the appropriations are requested for 2026. In the highway department, you'll see that I've asterisked it. If we go with a full-time, additional full-time person, the budget would then go to $772,100. If you want to keep it the same, that is without adding another full-time, year-round full-time position, but keeping the full-time winter season position, we'll want to change that number to $725,303 when we get to that article in the warrant. Do you want to discuss that now, or wait till we get to that section on the warrant? This is question number one. So let me explain further before we answer that. So at the bottom, what I've done is I've indicated what the increase is over 2025. The increase with the full-time additional highway employee is $138,000 over last year's budget. Without the additional highway employee, it's $91,000 over last year's budget. So that gives you some numbers to work with. Going across the bottom of the summary of all these warrant articles as proposed, they total $3,084,000, and budgeted revenues, which I've indicated in article number 5 this year, is just under $800,000. Those are known revenues. I think that when we get our audit, I will be able to use some out of surplus maybe to offset the overage. But currently, with everything that has been reviewed to date, including the higher highway, puts us about $242,000 over last year's budget. That's all good information moving forward. So that said, and I did receive in yesterday's mail a funding request for Baker Mountain Ski Tow Club in Skowhegan. They are looking for the town to support their operation in the amount of $500. I vaguely remember this from last year. I want to say they submitted a request and we didn't approve it. So at this point, I think I'll reach out to them and say, in the future, if you want to be considered for funding, you need to get your request in by the middle of December.
Yeah.
Are they a nonprofit?
I don't believe they are.
That's in
I don't know. Well, I say that, but I don't know. Baker
Mountain's in Bingham.
Oh, that's Moscow, okay.
They
So,
were the one in Moscow pretty much runs on donations.
Right.
okay. So that must be at Baker Mountain. Their income that they're reporting is Town of Bingham gives them 7,000. Caratunk 750, Emden gives them 1,000, the Forks gives them 1,000, Moscow gives them 7,000, Pleasant Ridge gives them 3,500, Town of Solon gives them 1,250, Town of West Forks gives them 750.
It's a lot of kids. It's,
Do the kids ski there for free?
yeah,
In those
Really,
areas?
really, really low.
yeah, yeah.
School time is really
Yeah.
fun.
A lot of kids, a lot of town kids go there.
And they are an actual nonprofit.
And we work up
I don't know. I did not reach out to them today to inquire, so I don't know. They do have a tax ID number, but I don't know if they're a nonprofit or not. But it looks like they do get quite a bit of support from neighboring community.
Yeah, I think it needs to be like earlier in the year.
Yeah,
We're
because
right.
here we are
Yeah,
wrapping up our budget.
I think it's because
Mhm.
they have the actual organization behind it. I don't think we should be giving, I don't care what other towns do, without an organization behind it, I don't think we should be giving one.
So I'll inquire if they're a nonprofit. And then I'll also ask that they submit earlier.
If they're not, they ought to be, because then they can get,
It's a
all
501.
the money out of places.
It is,
So they would be.
so that is a nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
So they are.
But very good.
Okay, so, let's get started with the warrant article review then. We'll start with, Article 3, to see if the town will vote to authorize the board to spend an amount not to exceed 1/4 of the approved budgets for 2027 between January 1st and the date of the regular 2027 town meeting, except for highway and general assistance. This gives us authority to run January, February, and March of next year. So this is just a standard one. I think voting should start with the selectmen. I think the selectmen should vote on it first, and then I think we should transition to the advisory board to vote on the same article, and then we'll move to the next one.
Good.
Make a motion to accept Article 3 as read. Second.
So we have motion second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, so moved, 4-0.
Okay, now on the advisory board, is there any motion on Article 3?
First.
Moved by Tom. Is there a second? Okay, we have a second by Janet Miller. Janet Miller, sorry. Is there any discussion on Article 3? Seeing none, all those in favor of recommending favorably Article 3, please raise your hands. All opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, Article 4, to see if the town will vote to set the date that property taxes shall become due and payable as August 15th annually or 30 calendar days after commitment, whichever is greater, and to authorize the tax collector to charge an interest rate of 7% after that date if not paid until thereafter. I just looked on the state tax assessor's website, the state treasurer, I mean, and we finally have the number for 26. Can't go any higher than 7%.
So
You
we
go
have to change
lower.
it.
Yes, so I have to change that to 7. So you could recommend a lower amount, or you could recommend the state maximum for the number of taxes.
Does it help to get money in? Does it help to get the money paid on time to have a higher interest rate? Or does it make any difference?
I don't know that it really makes a difference, if you're struggling, you know, you're gonna pay interest. It was a benefit for us this past year. I wanna say we got about 16,000 in interest payments. But with the struggling economy, you know, we may wanna reduce that and give the taxpayers a little bit of a break.
Do you know what the prime is? I know it's changing quite often these days.
I do not know.
So can we state it as a certain amount of prime instead of, I mean, prime could drop to 1%.
Hang on,
I think it'd be easier
for the rate.
to set a rate.
There again, prime could go up too.
Good.
They could.
Right.
So if we
But we can't go any, so if you said,
can't go higher
we
than
can't,
that.
right, so if prime does go up, then we could be in trouble.
Currently prime, I think, is 675.
Seven, might as well stay 7.
Prime 675.
Duty come down, the Fed, they're changing the leadership in the Fed. I think at the end of the month.
All right.
And
The Fed chair's term runs out in May.
Have some extra material.
Uh-oh.
Actually goes to.
Yep, there was a whole packet, I just kind of selected over.
Okay, so you're right on this one. Okay.
So I'm not gonna make it, you can do it again. I'm not gonna.
Did you get one of these?
Thank you. If somebody wants to make a motion.
You need my pen?
Unless you guys have, I mean,
Well, it's gonna be 6, 7, right?
That's
Right.
675.
6, 7, got it.
if you want to keep it at prime.
What did we have it last year?
Well, last year, it was 7.5%.
Okay,
So it's already dropped.
yeah.
Half
So
point.
I make a motion that we, Article 4 with the adjustment of 7, from 7.5 to 7%.
Second.
Is that the motion you make, or you make the motion?
You make the
Because-
motion.
Because you can't go higher than 7, so.
No,
So she's moving
I-
7%.
Yeah, well, but we have to adjust the 7.5 to 7
Down to
before we
7.
vote, because that was an error.
Yeah, we all just put a little cross in the 5,
we gotta make it,
Right.
drop it down.
This is
to
just
7.
a draft.
Right.
This is a draft.
Right, so anyway, go ahead. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Seeing none, right, we're in favor, 4-0.
So and now now noting that instead of the 7.5, it is the 7% on Article 4. Is there a motion on Article 4? You're gonna move?
I'll second.
Yeah, and you have a second. Is there any discussion on Article 4 with the 7%? Hearing none, all those in favor? All opposed?
Go ahead, vote yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, moving right along, Article 5,
Thank
to
you for your support.
to see if the town will vote to authorize
Forgot where it was.
the following 2026 anticipated revenues to be used to offset the 26 tax commitment. Last year, I reduced article by article. The auditor said that they would prefer to see all the revenues that are used to offset taxes in their own article, and they can tie it into the commitment much easier than picking pieces of it out of multiple articles. So in following with what the auditor would like to see, I've created this new article, and I thought we'd get the revenues out of the way right up front. So people know that whatever they vote on the budgeted articles, $800 or $796,500 will be coming off that, as well as potentially undesignated fund balance when it comes time for commitment. So I am recommending that we use an estimated $622,000 from excise taxes, an estimated $8,000 from First Park revenues, an estimated $65,000 from Town of Endon, should they agree with the contract for another year, utilizing general assistance reimbursements. I'm taking the Somerset County matching grant for the railroad ties. I'm taking an estimated $60,000 from LRAP, $3,000 from Charter Communications.
Will you clarify all that?
That is local road assistance program through DOT. Charter Communications is the franchise agreement up in the North Village. Well, for the whole town, I guess now. Agent fees in the amount of $13,000. LPI fees of $3,000. Celebrations. The celebration is revenue that Mass and Anson Days earned last year. That was whether it was ticket sales or the pig scramble and those sorts of things. So safely a $1,500 revenue offset there. Summer rec for students for kids to go to Funtown and other events. There's revenue there. And then revenue from cannabis fees.
LPI fees.
Mhm. Local plumbing inspector.
Okay.
And these are pretty safe numbers. When I looked at the revenues that had come in for 2025, I didn't go as high as I could. I didn't want to overstate revenues. That's never a good thing.
So the charter communications, that doesn't hinder it from going to channel 11?
That will go to channel 11.
You just have to add it in and then it goes back up.
Right, it'll come off the commitment and it'll show, yep, that it will come in and out. Just a pass.
Do you have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept Article 5 as written. And it's a new article we understand, correct?
It is.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
Yeah, and now the advisory board on Article 5, is there a motion?
I'll second.
Yeah, so this will be a motion to approve as written. Is there any, recommended written, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 6 is to see what sum of money we'll vote to raise and appropriate for administration. That is, came in at $561,280.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion for the administrator in the amount of $5,061,280.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? All opposed? Shannon, did you put your hand up?
You
Okay,
did.
I'm sorry, didn't see it. Good, 4-0.
Now, the advisory board on Article 6, and the request is 561,280. Is there a motion? Okay,
Second.
yep, we have a motion and a second, and that is at the requested amount, at 561,280. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed? 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 7, to see what the town will vote to raise and appropriate for selectmen, planning board, and special officers. The selectmen budget is $17,409. The planning board is $1,840, and special officers is $20,032, for a total of $39,281.
We have a motion.
Make a motion for the selectmen, planning board, and special officers for a total of $39,281.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
Yeah, and now the advisory board on Article 7, the full request is 39,281 as indicated in the draft warrant. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Okay. And in this case, I will second it. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor? 2. All opposed?
I'm on the planning board.
So you're abstaining?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 201. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Article 8, to see what sum of money the town will vote to raise and appropriate for transfers out of the general fund. Transfers this year to cover the 2 FEMA disasters, the May storm and the December 23 storm. We would need a total of $40,693 to cover the town's share of the expenses for that disaster. And that will bring us whole.
Make a motion on Article 8 as read.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
Okay, now on the advisory board on transfers at the request of, and the request is $40,693. Is there a motion? We have a motion by Janice
Second.
and Tom seconds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed? 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 9 is to see what sum of money the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the Kennebec Regional Development Authority, which is the first park assessment. I believe in 2025, we actually got a little over 9,000 in revenue, which was great. But we were told that the cost for first park should be around $8,800, so that's what we're going to vote to expend.
Isn't that an in and out?
It is. So the revenue is back in Article 5 for that.
But that's only 8,000. that much, maybe.
Probably should. I did use 8, not 88.
Could be a typo.
We could go back and revisit that if you would like.
It
Because
does
it
say,
should be within
it
an
does say anticipated revenue.
It does, yep.
So we lower this to 8,000?
No, we need the 8,800. I think I would increase the revenues and we can go back and make that adjustment to our, put it in there. So that it basically level funds it. Whatever we get from revenues, we're gonna use to pay our assessment. Now, if we don't get 9,000 in revenues, we only get 75, I'm over budgeting my revenues a little bit, and taxation will have to kick in or surplus, but I think at this point, if we received a little over 9,000, we should get pretty close to the 8,800 in 2026 for revenues from First Park as well.
I haven't had the meeting yet, it's in January, but according to the last meeting I was in, they were doing quite well here, so
Oh.
I'm not sure what it would be. They didn't set me up, we didn't talk about that, but it was up, so it's very possible to
Great.
get the 9, so.
Yep.
Do we want to go back now?
Let's vote on this and then we'll go back and
Okay.
revisit Article 5.
So a motion on Article 9,
I make a motion on Article 9 to accept as read the request of 8,800.
Second.
there's a motion, there's a second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Yep, and now the advisory board on Article 9 at the request of 8,800, is there a motion?
Sure.
Yeah, Janice moved
Second.
and Tom second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
All right, let's go back to Article 5 then, and maybe make a motion to amend the first part to 8,800 in revenues. And we'll add the 800 to the
Now we'll put that at 797,300 would be the total revenue.
797,300. Thank you,
Yep.
Daniel.
I make a motion that we increase the first part from 8,000 to 8,800.
Second.
Motion, second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And I'll be sitting on the advisory board, and to amend the first part from 2,800, that will increase the total revenues to 797,300. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, so Tom moved, Janice seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Good catch.
Very good.
On
Is
this,
that on here?
it has 88 and 88 for first part.
Yeah, for budget and taxation, but then, under the revenues, if you look down, it says 8,000.
Oh, here, I was going over this way. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Thank you for,
You're welcome.
okay.
Okay, now, moving right along, Article 10, to see what the town will vote to raise and appropriate for public safety. Fire department, $238,583. Ambulance, $58,421. EMA, $8,023. Streetlights, $32,000. Storm drains, $10,000. And hydrants, $183,260, for a total request of $530,287.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion for the $530,287.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion?
I do. The 8,000 in the EMA, is that the money that we put in case we have to have a disaster?
Mhm.
And that is in there along with the EMA director's pay.
Anything else? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
And now on to advisory, Article 10, total request is 530,287. Is there a motion?
First.
And your second?
Second.
So Tom moves, Janice seconds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0. This is the article where you deal with the highway.
It is, yep. So Article 11, to see what sum of money the town will vote to raise and appropriate for highway. The request is $772,100, and this amount does represent an additional full-time highway employee, eliminating the full-time winter seasonal position altogether. So if you're not supportive, you'll want to change that motion to 725 to 803.
I make a motion that we appropriate the money to highway for the new employee, $772,100.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
Okay, now we're on the advisory board. Now the request in the article is 772,100 if we want to do the full-time. If not, it's 725,303. I want to see what would be, is there a motion for either amount?
I make a motion for $772,100.
Okay, we have a motion on the 772,100. Is there a second? We have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Thank you. All opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 12, to see what sum of money the town will vote to raise and appropriate for community programs. Fireworks for Madison Anson Days, $4,000. Animal shelter, $69.88. Libraries, $16,500. Madison Anson Days, $10,000. Celebrations, $5,000. Total request is $42,488.
Make a motion for the appropriate the funds for the community programs, $42,488.
Second.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? So I do. So we are actually asking for $19,000 for Madison Anson Days. What other celebrations do we do?
Well, we wanted to bump up our Madison Anson Days from 6 to the 10. And then with other celebrations, that would be for Christmas, for Thanksgiving,
Easter.
and Easter, those other
Halloween.
events. So it would give us about 5,000 goes to those. And the town of Madison had asked that we put 4,000, which would be Anson's share of fireworks, and if we don't end up having them, it would just lapse back into the general fund. So I wanted to break that out specifically for that purpose, so it wouldn't be used for something else.
I mean, I kind of have a question. Could there be possibly anything with it? Because I know that this year's the 250th anniversary of independence. I don't know if there'll be an event on that.
On the 4th of July, I'm not sure, but there may, and now, we'll have money in the celebrations budget to maybe do something along that line.
Anything else? So, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Yeah, now on the advisory board park community, park community programs, the request is 42,488. Is there a motion? So James moves, is there a second? And Tom seconds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 13, to see if the town will appropriate all franchise fees received from Spectrum for support of CATV 11. And the request is for 3,000, but if we get more than 3 in franchise fees, we'll turn over all of our revenues to Channel 11.
I make a motion that we accept Article 13 with a request of 3,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? And I do. Is North Anson Spectrum too?
Yep,
Yes, okay.
It's,
Okay.
all, the whole town's now Spectrum with Beeline acquiring Charter.
Good. Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried, 4-0.
And now on the advisory board, Article 13, CATV 11, request 3,000. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Okay, and I will second this one. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 2, all opposed? And you're abstaining. Yep, and you're abstaining, so it's 2-0-1. Motion carries.
Okay.
So
Article
I
14.
have a question. Why would you abstain? Because you're on the board. I'm on the board too. Is it necessary?
That's
Is it necessary?
well, it's the way it could look. So it's way simpler for me to set that. We're a really small board, there's just 3 of us.
Yep.
And so you always have to think of how something appears to someone else.
Avoid the
So-
appearance of evil.
So, you know,
Public perception.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
I just wanna,
You might want to run for mayor someday.
I knew it was an obvious answer, okay, I knew the answer.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be brought out of why you're abstaining and why we're not.
Oh, okay,
Why
well,
I'm not.
yeah,
Because we have a larger board, and also if I abstain from everything, then I'm not voting on anything.
exactly, but I can abstain from those 2 pieces.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted it pretty much on record, you know.
Gotcha.
So, good.
Article 14 is to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for general assistance, which is now under community programs. That request amount should not be 3,000, that should be.
10,350?
Yep, 10,350, so that was just a typo, a boo-boo on my part.
how much? 10,000?
$350. Yep.
You have a motion?
Make a motion for Article 14 for the community program for 10,350.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion?
We usually get that all back.
70, up to 70% of that will come back from DHHS.
Anything else? Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And now for the advisory board, Article 14 for the general assistance at $10,350. Is there a motion?
Motion.
We have a motion from Tom and a second from Janice. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 15 is to see what we will raise and appropriate for charitable organizations. In this category, we have the food covered, Madison Anson Senior Citizens, Family Violence, Sexual Assault and Crisis, Spectrum Generations, Kennebec Behavioral Health, Hospice Volunteers of Somerset County, Katie Cat Transportation, Katie Cat Child and Family, and the Life Flight Foundation. Total request is $35,084.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion for the appropriate the funds of charitable organizations for $35,084.
I second it.
With motion, second, further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Okay, now we're on Article, for the Advisory Board, Article 15, charitable organizations with a total request 35,084. Is there a motion?
Yes.
And,
Second.
yeah, Janice moved, Tom second. Is there any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 16 is to see what sum the town will raise and appropriate for cemeteries, etc. We have $11,700 for cemetery operations, $400 for monuments, $3,500 for decorations, $10,350 for windmill, and $3,500 for the fountain. Total request of $29,450.
Motion?
You know, what's going on with that fountain up there anyways? Do you know anything that's transpired?
Peter Dow came in to see me, and he indicated with the fountain that, the PVC pipe, the electric line from the pole, needs some work, so they didn't put it in this year. They would like to use a small piece of equipment to come in and dig that up and replace whatever pieces need to be fixed. And then Peter said he's got the pump and they'll get it out for next year and use it.
Did you say, Carol, did you say you were doing the digging?
Yes.
Okay, the electrical has to be done.
Right, somebody else, we'll dig it up.
Okay, all right, thanks.
And, yeah, the conduit is getting pretty old
Yeah.
in the ground.
And this other, like the windmill, does that include the insurance?
The windmill, yes, plus it does include the lift and the labor and the paint. They're hoping to paint the windmill this year.
And the cemetery is
The maintenance, the flags, the donation.
Okay, make a motion for the appropriate the funds for cemetery, etc. for $29,450.
I second it.
We have a motion, we have a second, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Now we're on the advisory portion of Article 16, and the full request is $29,450. Is there a motion?
There is.
Okay, we have Tom moves, is there a second? Janice moves, seconds. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 17 deals with the Kennebec Valley Regional Waste Corporation recycling in the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day. The request is $66,204.
We have a motion. Discussion should come
I know.
after the motion.
I'll make a motion for Article 17 for $6,66,204. $66,204.
I second
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion?
I think so.
Do I need to wait for you to?
No,
The
go
other
ahead.
discussion comes to this.
Actually, some of that discussion was about, actually seceding from it.
Yeah.
Less fear about, funds being acquired from the other town, the only other town that's participating. At a rate of 18% for the town of Stocks and us picking up the slack, I think, that maybe the selectmen and or the advisory board, look at, working with them to try to, either make it a choice by town vote, or, and I know part of its charter extends that we need to go in years beyond, but to approach them about us dropping out of participation. $65,000 is a lot of money for 200 people participating and putting a bunch of paper plates into a plastic box.
So if
Let me
we
break this down though. So 8,500 is for the spring cleanup, for having the roll-off containers here at the town office, along with some funds if we want to do the household hazardous collection event in October down in neighboring Skowhegan. And $57,704 of that is for the corporation.
How much was that, 57?
57,704. 57,704.
Okay.
So the problem right now is, the bylaws state that if we had more towns, it would be a simple thing. But we don't, there's 2 towns left, so it's not a simple thing to just pull out. And I agree, but for this year, we need to have it broken down, and I thank you for doing that, because we may have some discussion on this during the town meeting. But I see it as we need to appropriate the money for this year. I don't think we have any choice for this year. And then we move into the year and discuss it with stocks and discuss it with, let's hear from the public during the meeting, if somebody wants to bring it up. And that's why we need to break it down into 2 numbers so that it can be brought up.
And also, it takes 5 years to opt out. Takes
If-
5 years, if they decide.
If the ones that remain, cannot handle the expense, then the one that's opting out has to make up
Still
the
have to
extra
pay.
money for at least 5 years. And that's one of the issues that we have right now, is there's only 2 towns. We pay 57,000, they pay 18,000.
And that, if we opt out, you still have 5 years and you have no say in it.
Correct, and no service.
Correct. Okay.
So, my opinion is to divide it out, put it out there. If somebody wants to bring it up during the town meeting, fantastic, let's have a discussion on it, see what the people there have to say, and move from that. But this year, we have to have the money to pay this. So, that's my thought.
Well, knowing that several of the board members are also select board members, can they begin to change the charter to benefit the town's exit?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the charter can be changed that simple.
Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
charter, and I'm not.
and does it need to be an exploration on that before?
So, and that, see, this is the problem, is we don't have the information at the moment, and we really need a deeper discussion. We need to find out what the rules are, and maybe the townspeople want to keep it, we do what we're asked, And so, there's too much to it to just say no at this point in time, because like it's already been mentioned, we can say we pull out, and the townspeople can say we pull out. But according to the charter, we're still gonna have to pay
Right.
with no service and no second
Yeah.
5 years.
for
I-
5 years.
I do agree that we should probably hear from the people, the will of the people, and then, depending on what they're telling us, I think we should sit down with neighboring Starks and have a conversation with them to see just how passionate are they, in the corporation, and are they, willing to do something different.
How many of the members of the recycling committee are actually town of Anson members, and how many of them are members of the community of Starks? Is it equal representation, or is it,
The 3 of their board members and the 4 of our board members make up the board of directors of the corporation. So we do have the carrying vote. Technically.
But I agree, there's a lot of, you gotta look into.
well, then they would have the ability to vote and change the charter to lessen that amount for exit.
And
Even if
they're
we have
again,
to.
to represent- In other words, if the town votes, they don't want to participate.
But we have to negotiate that next year. This year, we've
Okay,
got to.
I understand, but do we need some article put into the town prior to, not prior to passing it here, but prior to this passing, that allows the town's voters to make that decision and present it to the board what their decision is?
before the
I mean,
town
you know,
meeting.
How,
I think at town meeting, we
how
start.
many citizens are in the town of Anson?
About
2200.
2,200? Okay, so you're saying less than 1% recycle.
I don't think it'd be less than 1%.
Well, it's
Yeah.
only 200 participants.
Well, I think we always have 100 from Anson and 100 from Scott.
Oh, I thought it was, they had said the other night
I
that it
thought
was
it was 1
200.
and 1.
I kind of had it in my mind about a third, because they said 100 people participate in STARS and 200 people participate in Anson.
I don't
But
think-
still, that's only 1% of the population.
And they're writing it was only 100, because we were equal. Because that was one of the questions I said, well, and then that's when they said it was the censor. We don't go by percentage of people actively using the,
Yeah, it's per
it's
capita.
per capita. Because I asked that question.
The fact remains, there's not enough time between now and the town meeting to get a consensus from the town. That's where we get the consensus, at the town meeting.
And I think we would have to have an article to that effect if we did decide to withdraw.
At that point, we'd probably have a special town meeting to deal with it, after town meeting. If, once we heard from the governing body what their wishes are moving forward, then we'll address it.
Yeah.
We can meet with Stark, we can have a special town meeting if we're looking to give our official notice or
Yeah.
whatever we're directed to do.
It would require, it has to require some approval from the townspeople.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because the corporation is owned by the town.
Yeah.
That being said.
That being said. So, we have a motion, we have a second, we've had the discussion. All in favor? All opposed? So moved. 4-0.
And now on to the advisory board, Article 17, and the request is $66,204. Is there a motion? And I will, you're going to second? Okay.
Can we stop?
Are you okay? Yeah.
I want to amend that vote. I want to make sure that we can vote separately on the 2 items.
So you want to divide 17 to the, so for the spring cleanup 8,500 and then the 57?
I don't want it to come out as we're requesting 66,204. We're requesting 8,500 plus minus for household, and we're requesting 57, because I want people to see exactly what we're paying out for the recycling.
So put that break.
So I don't know if we need a
You just need to break it down.
change
We
it.
can just break it out,
Okay.
like they did above.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll break
I
out.
just want people to see the
Yeah.
amount.
That's a good
I should have
idea.
done that on this one.
That is a good idea.
We have those amounts before we,
Yeah, so 8,500 for the spring cleanup, and 57,704 for the Kennebec Valley Regional Waste Corporation.
Good, so it's,
That's okay. I will concur with the chair of the select board on this. I think at this point, I think that we should have the discussions, but I also agree that we're obligated, the town is obligated to this, so. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 18, to see what sum the town will raise and appropriate for the disposal of solid waste, and to authorize the Board of Selectmen to negotiate for same. Request is $170,000. For waste management,
That's the tipping fees,
that's
correct?
the tipping fees, yes. And the users at the back gate.
so it's for both.
You did.
Okay, so we have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept Article 18 for the request of $170,000.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion?
Nancy, was it over last year? Was that because of the 85?
Yes. It was, and at 12/31, what I ended up doing, because the recycling program was actually located here and sponsored by the town, I absorbed it in my budget. So I moved it.
Plus, it should help a little because we were really low on our tires and all of that, so when people come for a permit to bring it down, we were way under, so
Yeah.
I would think that would help a little.
Okay. Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Okay, and now the advisory board, on Article 18, solid waste, the request is $170,000. Is there a motion?
Chris,
Okay, we have a motion from Tom and a second from Janet. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed? 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 19 is to see what sum we'll raise and appropriate for debt service. The road bond, this is payment 505, actually it's in the warrant for this AP. It's $122,100. The loader is payment 2 of 3, 23,428. The grader, it's payment 2 of 6, $72,303. The 1 ton, payment 2 of 5, $9,414. The Western Star, payment 2 of 5, $59,085. There is a request for a new excavator. It would be new debt for 2026 with an estimated down payment this year of $40,000. And the fire truck payment 3 of 6 in the amount of $135,901 for a total request of $462,241.
I make a motion that we accept Article 19 as read with a total of $462,241.
Second.
So we have a motion, we have a second, we have further discussion.
Yeah. How come Article 21 isn't up in here?
What is 21?
The trackless machine.
Oh, because that is considered a capital project, not a debt.
Okay,
That's going to be 100% paid out,
okay.
not to be financed.
You want to give the last one?
I watched it.
No, okay.
I just didn't see understand.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And now the advisory board, Article 9, oh, sorry. Article 19, that's what's in your moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the 462, 241.
Yes.
Yeah, is there a second? Janice seconds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? All those in favor? Okay, thank you. All opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
You've been raising his hand in Bible, so. No, I've seen Larry do it for you.
Just don't catch him on film.
Okay, Article 20, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the capital projects, removal of railroad ties from local roads in Anson. The request is $30,907. And I did put the note that this is where the matching grant for $15,000 of this repair is in that Article 5.
I make a motion to accept Article 20 as read with the request of $30,907.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? So, if we get the grant, then the number is actually $15,907.
Right, we're gonna we'll do the 30,000, but it's gonna be offset by the revenues.
Okay. So,
The net will be $15,907.
so is this just ties, there's a steel there too?
Yeah,
So we can't have the steel to sell, that belongs to the railroad,
state,
but they're not required to take it out.
they say it's up to the town.
Some of the rules that the railroad got, I'm telling you, from 300 years ago.
I did get an email that some of the towns are balking, and so the state said to reach out to them this spring, and they will revisit it, and we'll see if they'll pick up or give us a, kickback.
Pretty good.
I was kidding, 100%. Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And now, on the advisory board, Article 20, at the request of $30,907, and that was about the $15,000 matching, 50% matching grant. Is there a motion? Do we have a motion from Tom and a second from Janice? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed? 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 21, to see what the town will vote to appropriate for capital projects, a trackless machine. And that should be to raise and appropriate.
Motion?
Make a motion to accept, what is it?
It's 50,000.
Is it?
Trackless machine.
I didn't get an explanation of what a trackless machine
It's
is.
an updated trackless for, it's a snow blower for sidewalks.
Oh,
It has tires instead of tracks.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Same as what we got, only an updated new one.
And you're trading that one in towards the new one, so.
Yeah,
that's why
both of the ones we got will be traded in.
That's why we can pay for it.
Make a motion to appropriate the funds for the capital project for the trackless machine for $50,000.
I second it with the adjustment in the Article 21 to raise and appropriate.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
With the adjustment we'll vote to raise and appropriate for the capital project.
Oh, I see, okay.
Shouldn't have raised it, yeah.
I did some copy and paste, and so there's a few that don't seem to have it.
So we have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Okay. Now on to the advisory board portion, Article 21, trackless, capital projects trackless machine, request 50,000. Is there a motion?
There is.
Okay, we have a motion by Tom,
Second.
a second by Janice. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still writing it down.
Yeah, and all opposed? Motion carries 3-0. And I will note that we will need to put raise and appropriate for 22, 23, 24, and 26.
Okay, Article 22 is to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for capital projects, town office improvements. Request is $20,000.
Make a motion for this capital project for the town office improvements for $20,000.
Second.
Motion or a second, further discussion?
Which we're gonna include the raise
Raising, yep.
and appropriate.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Sorry.
All opposed? You can be opposed, it's okay.
Okay, I do,
So moved, 4-0.
Okay, now the advisory board, Article 22, town office capital projects, town office improvements, the request is 20,000. Is there a motion?
there is.
Okay, we have Tom move and Janice seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0. And again, with a raise and appropriate for 23, yeah, I already have them noted.
Article 23 will be to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for 2 new sewer pumps. The request is $29,000.
Make a motion for the capital project of 2 sewer pumps for $29,000.
Are these the new, well, I'll wait for discussion. Or, I second it.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion?
Yes. Is this the grinders?
The grinder pump.
Okay, the grinder pumps. Okay.
Should I call them grinder pumps?
Why not?
No, I mean, the sewer pumps, but
They're sewer
they're just,
pumps.
they're called the grinder pump. It's like the rest of our stations have, so.
So the other pump will be removed and these will be put in? Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be someone asked.
That's because they don't have grinders.
That's right.
Is there any value to the other pump?
No.
Scrap. So in other words, there's no value.
Keep one as a spare, just in case something happens to the grinder pump, so you can put one in, that's all.
Well, it's worth keeping.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a motion, we have a second.
Yeah, we did have a second.
All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Yeah, and now for the advisory board, Article 23, the capital projects, 2 sewer pumps, request of $29,000. Is there a motion?
There is.
And, yeah, Tom moves, Janice seconds. Is there any discussion? Yeah, no. Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Article 24, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for townwide revaluation. Schedule, maybe I should say scheduled to be completed in 2029 or something like that. But I put townwide revaluation in 2029. Request is $59,125. It represents 20% of the total cost.
I make the motion to accept Article 24 with the revision of raise and appropriate.
Second.
With a
a motion and a second. Any further discussion? When will this reevaluations begin on the first payment?
We will need to make the first payment when they start. I don't think they'll start in '26. I think we'll be looking at probably '27 will be the start date.
Is there any penalty if they go beyond of not getting it done by 29?
Yeah, there is a performance bond.
Thank you.
What's that? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? So moved 4-0.
Now for the advisory board, Article 24, the revaluation request at $59,125. Is there a motion?
Second.
So Janice moves, Tom seconds. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 25, to see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen to negotiate on behalf of the town to provide fire protection to the town of Emden.
We have a motion.
I make a motion to accept Article 25 as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Did we get that all settled as far as the contract?
I have revised it and I have it for the selectmen portion of the meeting for you guys to sign, and then we'll send it along to Emden.
All in favor? All opposed? So moved 4-0.
And now, advisory board, Article 25, see if inhabitants will provide fire protection to the town, and then is there a motion?
There is.
Yep, Tom moves, Janice seconds. Is there any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 26, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for capital projects. These are transfers. The transfers in capital would be the fire capital reserves, $65,000 from the town of Emden, fire equipment reserves. Fire department is requesting $9,000 to go into their SCBA tank replacement. So the total request is for $74,000.
We have a motion.
I make a motion to accept Article 26 as read with the total of $74,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion?
Yeah, when do you start replacing them?
I think it's been, I think we got those in 18, I think we replaced them almost in 20 years, something like that.
For some reason, I had 2032.
Yeah, it could be. And then hopefully the prices of metals and tariffs and stuff like that.
We're gonna need 41 of them by 2032
41?
total.
Yeah. We have 20 packs up there, 20 packs down here, plus one rip.
What were you saying about the price of metal?
What's up with tariffs and the price of aluminum and everything they build out of it, and hopefully it doesn't go up any more than what we're projecting for, so. Usually Jeremy will look into it and see, we check the prices on it every year to see how much each bottle is, each pack, to see how much it's fluctuating each year, so.
And how many years have you been putting it?
We were supposed to
Four
start,
or 5?
right,
5 years ago?
right after we did it, we started putting it away.
Yeah.
We had warrants every year. I didn't know, that was the number you said you'd get for me tonight.
Yeah, $21,109.
That's all we have in it?
Because originally it was like $3,000.
Yeah, they were small.
What'd you say,
Are
20?
they all gonna be replaced outright?
$21,109.
Is there any money available in reclamation?
Well, the first set we got through was through the, a grant, And.
Actually, I'm talking about the reclamation
Yeah,
amounts.
so, I mean, we can always shoot for another one, but the chances of getting them, we always try to pre-plan to make sure that we have the money in case we don't get it, because they're going to have to be replaced regardless, so.
So do we have a motion?
Yes, Sharon moved, Larry seconded.
Good. And we had a discussion, so all in favor?
Oh, sorry.
All opposed? So moved, 4-0. I thought you were debating another question.
No.
Okay, now we're at advisory board, Article 26, transfers on capital projects, total request 74,000, is there a motion?
There is.
Yep, Tom moves, Janice second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0.
Article 27, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the recreation budget. Recreation budget is broken down as follows: summer recreation, football, cheering, wrestling, $33,939. After-school program, $7,885. And Cobra recreation, youth sports, basketball, baseball, soccer, and Babe Ruth, $8,500. Total request $50,324.
Make a motion for the appropriate funds for the recreation department of $50,324.
Second it.
We have a motion, second, further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Now, the advisory board on the recreation budget, Article 27, the total request $50,324, is there a motion?
There is.
Janice moves and you're second. Tom second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Give me your hands up, Tom. 3, all opposed, 0, motion carries 3-0.
The next few, I wasn't sure if we wanted an advisory board recommendation, so I just put it in there. And these pertain to the proposed ordinances. Article 28 is, shall an ordinance entitled Solid Waste Ordinance for the Town of Anson, Maine be amended? We've gone through that ordinance, we've had a public hearing on it. We're ready to take it to town meeting. I guess at this point, we should have a selectman recommendation. Yes or no, what do you think it should be amended?
I need to ask questions, but I gotta get through this. Well,
Motion.
we have to make a motion. So I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Then
We
you
have a
can ask.
motion, do I have a second? Discussion.
Okay. What changes did we do?
We took out the fees.
We upped it.
Yes, and we upped the commercial hauler's fee and the required insurance, certificate of insurance on that. And then the fees generated from the specialty waste, that's going into a separate fee policy.
Does that also include the board deciding the cost of the fees?
Yep, it's in the ordinance that the board will set the
Okay,
fees
all right.
in the policy.
I just have to look at my time.
Good. Anything else? Any other discussion? Okay, so we have a motion and second. All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
How does the advisory board feel? Do you feel like you want to weigh in on this or not?
And I don't have any tax in front of me. I've never seen any tax.
Janice is on the planning board, although this wasn't one of hers, so, we can just,
Stay.
yeah, I could just take out the advisory board recommendation on this one.
No, that-
Article 29 is a new ordinance entitled Needle Exchange Program, Needle Disposal Sites, and Medical Supervised Injection Sites. This one is at legal for review. Select board, how do you feel? Do you support this with a yes or no recommendation?
You have to vote first, right, so that's what we can have discussion, right?
You have to make a
You have to make a motion, not a vote.
In the
Okay.
affirmative, yeah.
I make a motion.
And I'll second it.
Okay, now
So
you
we have
can
a
just-
motion, we have a second, further discussion.
Did the lawyer tell us that we could not say no?
None of this-
Correct?
Not on this
No.
one, the
Not on
next
this
one
one?
down.
The next one down?
Right, and as far as this one, I don't think that there were any questions by the public, but since we were having the next one reviewed, the board had authorized me to have them review this one as well.
Okay.
But this one passed the public hearing with no additional comments or edits. The public seemed fine with, but I think this was pretty restrictive as well.
Was there any, would this go along with the next article or the application?
They're two separate articles, they're two separate ordinances.
So these could be at any location?
I would have to go back and take a look at the draft. Do you recall, Janet?
I mean, they just can't drop them off here.
Right. Right. They-
Correct.
No, they'd have to drop them in a site that has,
It would be a
disposal
supervised
sites.
site.
That would be like Skelly Hospital or, certainly not the ambulance, but the medical center down in Madison or something like that.
Well, this is for the town of Anson. This would be for a site in the town of Anson.
What, are you gonna have a red bucket or something?
You can't. I've got it.
We don't really have any medical sites
No.
currently. I don't think so.
Kind of going along, probably direction.
Do you want the draft? I have them from the meetings, if you wanted to look at them.
Does anyone want to look at it?
I have the needle exchange program, the controlled substance one, and the solid waste ordinance.
So, in my recollection, we decided that there wouldn't be one, but we still need the policy.
Right, to prohibit,
Or to prohibit it, we need a
or
policy.
to regulate the establishment.
Right, so-
What is the article gonna state during the meeting?
Shall an ordinance entitled blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
needle exchange be enacted? So it's a vote up or down.
Would you see?
So this
Will
one,
you have some of that available for the townspeople, because they're not gonna have a clue,
Right.
well, what that even means to
Right.
vote on it.
Yep, I think, once we get the, drafts back from the attorney, if there are substantive changes, I think we should put it back out for public hearing, and then we'll post it on the website, as well as have copies available at the town office. I think we should have them available in advance of town meetings, so people, can review them and be familiar with them. Yeah.
so there wasn't a lot of discussion
No,
about this one because in effect, it says, no, none of it can happen in our town.
Correct. But we need to state that.
Yes,
So
it
we
does
do-
say that.
So we do need this. ordinance.
Yes, otherwise
Just
we.
say, otherwise we're up in the air and they can come in and do whatever they want because we don't have an ordinance.
Exactly.
Right, so we need to have an ordinance, and then it will say that we do not want it. Correct? Is that what?
Well,
Yes.
could it also defer you to another area? I mean, right now, I mean, Skelly, Reading and Fayette, you will accept needles that are, at least the points.
I don't think it's really been an issue.
But that's not our, that's not
So
our
our
place
ordinance
to
is gonna
give
be
them a
not
place
to
to
have
go.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's-
What
the ordinance
what we're
was-
deciding is, do we want it to be in our town?
So
No, we do not.
Right.
the ordinance states, no needle exchange program shall be licensed to operate within the town. No mobile exchange is authorized in the town of Anson. No medically supervised injection site is authorized in the town of Anson. And then it goes on to state that the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, the Maine State Police, or any other governing body can enforce this for us. So basically, this was,
Just so it's clear that.
yeah, it's a, okay, do we wait till the horse is gone before we close the gate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need the ordinance
Yes.
in order to prohibit it.
Should it be reworded a little bit?
So,
We'll see what.
No, I mean, just the warrant.
Oh,
Well,
so,
I'm dying.
no,
I
it's,
still
you
have to
want
look
it,
at this in the red bucket.
you want to identify the,
Usually you
the
don't, it's
proposed
just the ordinance.
ordinance and then, ask for it to be
Yeah.
so we
enacted
want it,
or
we
not.
want this,
We want it enacted.
we want it enacted
We did.
as written in the draft, yeah. Is that clear?
So it's an affirmative motion to support.
Right, so, okay, we have a motion, we have a second discussion, we're done. All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Is this another one where you abstain?
You certainly can, because it's
I
not
make
a
a
money
motion for-
article, so yes.
I
you
make a
can.
motion for the advisory board to abstain.
Okay.
Somebody second it?
Is there any objection, is there any objection to abstaining from Article 29?
No.
Hearing none without objection, so ordered.
Article 30 is shall an ordinance entitled Controlled Substance Facilities Ordinance be enacted. That is the one that the public really wanted to know, like what streets they could be located on or what streets they can't be. And it was pretty restrictive, but obviously no one wants one, in their neighborhood or backyard. So they wanted the wording to be similar to the needle. No, you can't do it in this town. And MMA attorney said, no, that is illegal for the town. Go to your town attorney, and so we've done that, and I'm just waiting to get a response. And told me they would get back to me mid-January, so I was kind of hoping I'd have an answer from them today, but I didn't. I will definitely reach out. They know that I'll need to schedule a public hearing if there's substantive changes on that, so I'm hoping to get it this week.
So there again, same as the other one, we need to have the ordinance.
Right, so
Whatever it
maybe,
may say at the time,
Yeah.
before the meeting, we need to have an ordinance.
Yep, we do.
So,
A controlled a better definition of a controlled substance facility, is that like a method of,
Yes.
yeah, any place by the,
Well, if Madison puts one in, it's not likely we'll get one, but just in case.
go matters.
It's like, make sure we cover it before.
30
You were
years
here
from
last
now.
week.
Yes, really.
I
Watched it. Oh,
I
okay.
did,
Things change.
So,
so did we have a motion?
I make a motion to accept Article 30 as read.
second.
We have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion? So it's understood that it's the same as the other articles, we need to have,
And Article
we need to have it enacted so that we can produce it when the time comes, when we get the information from the lawyer, we know what to do. With a public meeting beforehand. Okay, so all in favor? All opposed?
Another abstain for
So
us.
moved.
Yeah.
4-0.
Make a motion to abstain.
Yeah, is there a second? Is there
Yeah.
any objection about this? Any objection to abstaining from, on Article 30?
No.
Hearing none without objection, so ordered.
Article 31 is to authorize the select board to execute a general obligation bond for pavement and road improvements. We are going to be going out to bond, and that is on the agenda. The town's legal counsel, Bernstein Shore, will help me write this article. This warrant article language will be changing. They need to know what the total debt of the town is, and then they'll tell us how much we can borrow. And then we'll need to get the road list from Artie and know how much you're willing, what you'd like to see for road repairs and so this is like a placeholder.
So we
Really,
can
it's
table
not
that.
ready, right, we're not ready to vote on it yet.
Okay, so we'll take that.
And then the rest of these are pretty standard. Article 32 is to transfer the snowmobile reimbursement received from the state to the North Anson Snowmobile Club.
Can we put them all
Do you want to group them
together?
all?
Yeah.
32
Say some
through,
time.
do you want to do through 38? And then 39 is moving the town meeting date, which is a new one. So maybe make a motion for 32 through 38.
Make a motion to accept 32 through 38 as read.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, further discussion. Why is it crossed out?
Because that's kind of a whole different.
Well, I think that what they just crossed that out and they put a new back.
Next page.
Next page.
Because they added Article
Right,
39.
right.
Yeah.
You look at that,
I think the text of 37, 38 is the same.
No, I didn't want to reprint it.
Yeah,
No, that's not, well, I saw 37 on that page.
Yeah.
but they're the
So
same.
we're going to 38.
Yes.
So we have a motion, we have a second, we have discussion, any discussion on those, on any one of them? Have you got a chance to read them? Yeah, pretty much the same as every year.
Yep, they are.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
Now, the advisory board on Articles 32 through 38, is there any motion?
There is.
Okay, Tom moves, there a second?
Yeah.
Second by Ms. Miller. Is there any discussion on Articles 32 through 38?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor? Thank you, all opposed, motion carries 3-0.
And then lastly, Article 39, which I'd forgotten and Kim reminded me today, to see if the town will vote to change the date of the 2027 annual town meeting and election from the first Saturday in March to the first Monday and Tuesday following the first Saturday in March annually. Note, the 2027 town meeting would be held at 6 p.m. on Monday, March 8th, 2027, and the election would be held on Tuesday, March 9th, polling hours to be determined.
Make a motion to accept Article 39 is read.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, further discussion.
So we decided to change the polling to after the town meeting?
Yes, Kim said have town meeting the day before and then voting the next day. So that way, the outgoing board members are there for town meeting to support the budget and the warrant articles. And then the next day, you would elect your new officers and then they would be sworn in. And at that point, they'd carry out that
They
budget.
carry out. Just an explanation for everybody.
Mhm.
Is that still alternating north and south?
That's a good question. If we had the election, probably the town meeting, we would alternate that, but the election would probably stay here on that Tuesday. But yeah, I don't see why we couldn't alternate the location of the town meeting every year like we currently do.
That's how it's always been. I just didn't want that to kind of go away because it helps the older people in each town get there.
Yeah, no, I think that would be worthwhile to keep.
Okay. I just didn't want it, if it's not worded, I just don't want it to disappear. You know what I mean?
Right, yep. You could maybe put that in as a note, that town meeting would alternate
Yeah.
annually.
You have a meeting and then you would adjourn it to the following day to do the polling and then, and that can be that.
And when is we doing it, it's on our own board.
So,
I can see there's no problem for the buffer.
Yeah, well, we tried to do it for this year, and the public said, let's bring it to a vote. So nothing would happen this year, and this would all be for next year, and, you know, we'll just see how.
And now people could vote it down.
They, they very well might, and if they do, fine, and if they voted it, fine.
One thing I would keep in mind though, is during the presidential years, you would have, although it now depends, because the first Tuesday is the presidential primary for the presidential.
hey, one
Right,
conversation.
so if you were voting on the election of officers, you would definitely get more people on a state election than you would on a Saturday morning per
Yeah,
se.
but that's, that'd be during presidential years, which is once
Or
every.
even a gubernatorial.
Well, gubernatorial, we don't have that election
No,
that
no,
day.
you don't. Well, and yeah, they, I don't know if they'll continue with the March presidential preference primary, you know.
I'm thinking they're continuing with
They
that.
probably will.
So, do we have a motion?
Yeah, Brenda moved, Barry seconded.
We had end of discussion?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? So moved 4-0.
Okay, so now it's the advisory board's turn. What is your pleasure on Article 39?
Make a motion?
And is there a second? Second. Is there any discussion? And then I would note that a lot of other towns do a similar practice where they would hold, and I think those that like hold the annual town meeting in June, they would do it on the primary day.
They do.
So, this would be a similar, an analogous practice. So is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? 3, all opposed? 0, motion carries, 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it.
You did it great.
I wanna let you guys know that I think this worked out very well. We haven't done this in the past, it's the first time I've been part of it. I think it works out better. Rather than the first.
So much better.
Because we can get discussions
Will
over
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at once. Thank you guys.
Right.
The one with the advisory board was